Welcome to the AM News. Let's start off from the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection because the Minister, Agnes Mortality, is sounding the alarm that maternal mortality rate continues to spike despite an 80% commendable antenatal care, 86% commendable antenatal care and facility-based deliveries. Speaking during a stakeholder engagement in Accra, she called for urgent nationwide action to stem the tide. Deborah Enimwa Badu report right to you.
The 2024 Ghana Health Service report shows maternal death remain high. The rate rose slightly from 100 per 1,000 births in 2023 to 102 in 2024, showing progress in reducing death has stalled. Speaking at a presidential maternal health dialogue in Accra, the Minister for Gender, Children and Social Protection, Agnes Mortality, described the situation as alarming, noting that many deaths are preventable but persist due to weak health systems, late antenatal care and socio-cultural barriers.
Over 86% maternal deaths remain unacceptably high. Data shows that Ghana's maternal mortality ratio has declined only marginally from 316 deaths per 100,000 live births in 2010 to 301 in 2020.
The Deputy Chief of Staff at the Office of the President, Oyebampo, revealed that about 900 women have died from pregnancy-related causes this year, warning that Ghana can no longer afford slow progress.
900 maternal deaths are recorded this year alone, and it reminds us that progress has stalled and that small, gradual improvements can no longer suffice. What is required now is decisive, high-impact actions that will confront the root causes of maternal mortality with honesty and with the urgency it deserves.
Speaking on behalf of the Health Minister, Dr. Hafiz Adam Taha, the Director of Technical Coordination and Health Planning at the Health Ministry, disclosed that over 900 maternal deaths had been recorded nationwide as at November, with projections likely to exceed 1,000 by the end of the year. He cautioned that Ghana is off track on its maternal mortality targets under the Universal Health Coverage Roadmap.
In 2025, the situation has worsened significantly. Over 900 maternal deaths recorded nationwide as of November 2025. Projections indicate that the figure is likely to exceed 1,000 deaths by the end of this year. Some regions have recorded maternal mortality ratio exceeding 200 per 1,000 live births. These trends indicate that Ghana is off track, despite policy commitments under the Universal Health Coverage Roadmap.
To address the situation, government says uncapping the National Health Insurance Scheme and expanding social protection under the Mahama Cares Initiative would help reduce preventable maternal death. Deborah Enimwa Badu's report read to you.
Now, the Rubber Farmers Association of Ghana, RUFAG, has rejected calls for a complete ban on the export of raw rubber, describing the claims behind the proposal as false and misleading. This follows assertions by Ghana Rubber Estate Limited and the Rubber Processors Association of Ghana, RUPAG, that unchecked raw rubber exports undermining local processing, threatening Ghana's industrialization drive and costing the country up to $100 million annually. There's more in the following report.
Leadership of the Rubber Farmers Association at a news conference in Accra dismissed the allegations, insisting they are baseless and misleading. The association argues that the push for an export ban is not about protecting Ghana's industrialization agenda, but rather a calculated attempt by some players to monopolize the rubber market. Michael Nyako is an executive member of the association.
This statement alleges that export of raw rubber are unchecked and hence undermine local processing, threaten Ghana's industrialization agenda, to create jobs and allegedly caused annual losses of up to $100 million US dollars. On the basis of these unsubstantiated claims, calls have been made for a complete ban on raw rubber exports. We wish to state categorically that these claims are false, self-serving, and do not reflect the realities of Ghana's rubber industry.
Mr. Nyako further noted that the rubber farming and trading value chain has more than 2 million people relying on the sector for survival, warning that any policy that results in monopoly pricing will destroy jobs rather than protect them.
In total, over 2 million dependents rely on incomes generated from rubber farming activities to meet their education, health, and basic living needs. Any policy decision that leads to monopoly, the monopoly pricing and reduce farm gate prices will not protect jobs. It will destroy them, deepen rural poverty, and undermine social stability in the rubber growing communities.
He also recalled that during the COVID-19 pandemic, local processors halted the purchase of rubber, pushing many farmers to the brink of abandoning their farms. According to him, it was the export market that sustained farmers during that period.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, several processors stopped purchasing rubber, including Ghana Rubber Estate, pushing farmers to the brink of abandoning their farms. Exporters provided an alternative market and prevented the collapse of livelihoods. This is evidence that multiple markets provide security to farmers and prevent unnecessary hardship and youth unemployment, which is a major reason for the absence of illegal mining known as galamsey.
The association is therefore appealing to the president and all stakeholders to resist calls driven by what it describes as narrow, self-serving interests, warning that such decisions could destabilize the rubber industry and severely undermine farmer livelihoods. For Joy News, Fatau Bayaga, Accra.
Away from that, the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Osman Nuhu Shaributu, has called on the public, particularly the youth, to voluntarily surrender illicit firearms in the interest of safeguarding Ghana's peace and unity. The call follows a courtesy visit by the Executive Secretary of the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, who led the team, including the Greater Accra Regional Police Commander, to brief the Chief Imam on the objectives of the Gun Amnesty Initiative. The National Chief Imam, who has agreed to serve as an ambassador for the initiative, stressed that the peace of the country is paramount and urged all persons in possession of illegal weapons to surrender them for the good of the nation. Fatau Bayaga has more in this report.
The National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons has intensified efforts in retrieving illicit or unregistered weapons across the country following the commencement of the Gun Amnesty program. The Commission is also educating the public about the consequences of keeping such weapons. To get the support of prominent individuals, the Commission, led by its Executive Secretary, Dr. Adam Buna, visited the residence of the Chief Imam to get his support and blessings. Speaking to the media after the engagement, Dr. Adam Buna says this visit forms part of efforts to get individuals to surrender their weapons.
First of all, let me thank His Eminence, the National Chief Imam, for welcoming us to the Peace Palace, where he took us in and in fact accepted to be an ambassador of the Amnesty program, an ambassador for silencing the guns and also elevating Ghana. And the essence of coming to the Chief Imam is to ask for his blessings and to let him appeal to our young people in this country. We know the Chief Imam is a unifier.
Dr. Adam Buna also noted that since the commencement of this initiative, they've been able to retrieve several weapons across the country.
In Upper West, so far, just in the one municipality alone, we have had more than 100 weapons surrounded. Just in the Wa area alone, not the entire Upper West, but in the Wa area, it tells you people are surrendering. Some are calling us. We picked some AK-47s in the Volta region because the people had them and they were afraid.
For the National Chief Imam, Sheikh Osman Nuhu Sharabotu, this initiative is laudable and urged the public to surrender their weapons in order to safeguard the peace and unity of the country.
On the basis of what you, Adam Bona, as the CEO of Small Arms Commission, on the basis of what you have requested, raising my voice and calling on all Muslims, young people within the Muslim community and the Zongo community who are in possession of any small arm, that they must surrender all the guns that they have in their possession in the interest of the peace of our country. Because we want and desire peace in our country.
According to the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons, if the public supports this initiative by surrendering their unregistered weapons, it will help in promoting peace and unity across the nation. For Joy News, Fatau Bayaga, Accra.
Well, Feedback Africa Limited has ranked the Minister for Food and Agriculture, Eric Opoku, as the best performing minister in 2025, according to its Citizens Perception Survey report on governance and politics. The survey highlighted Mr. Opoku's contributions to the notable reduction in food inflation, the implementation of the Feed Ghana program, and the Akoko Nketsenkete initiative. A strong support for farmers, particularly through fertilizer distribution and the government's policy of purchasing farm produce such as rice and beans directly from farmers, was also cited as a key factor in his ranking. Professor Smart Sapong is a team lead of Feedback Africa Limited.
In their offices and the real things that they have done, which citizens may not know. We are reporting what citizens see and feel you have done. Lesson is that if you really want citizens to know what you are really doing so that they can recall and say it at any day, any time, try and have a better way. 13, Honorable Sam Nate George, Minister, Communication, Digitalization and Innovation. I'm at where? 13. So 14, Honorable Agnes Namumolate, Doctor, Minister, Gender, Children and Social Protection. 15, the Honorable Abla Jifa Gomeshi, Minister, Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts. Then we have number 16, Honorable Kofi Adams, I think E.D. Adams, Minister, Sports and Recreation. Now 17, the Honorable Ahmed Ibrahim, Minister, Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. The next one is Honorable Emilia Arthur, Minister, Fisheries and Aquaculture Development. The next one is Honorable Elizabeth Ofosue-Jare, Minister, Trade, Industry and Agribusiness. The next one, which is supposed to be number 20, is Honorable Abdul Rashid Purple, Minister, Labor, Jobs and Employment. The next one, which is 21, the Honorable Felix Kwechifosu, Minister of State, Government Communications. Next one, Honorable Kenneth Gilbert Ejay,
Well, the University of Cape Coast Cooperative Credit Union is set to roll out a pension scheme aimed at securing the financial future of its members after active service. Announcing the initiative during the union's 54th anniversary and 29th annual general meeting, newly elected board chairperson Theophilus Atram Nate said the plan is designed to provide members with a reliable source of income during retirement, stressing the need for long-term financial stability. There's more in this report.
For 54 years, the University of Cape Coast Cooperative Credit Union has served the university community and outside it, offering loans, savings and financial empowerment, especially for women and the youth. However, during the 54th anniversary celebration and 29th annual general meeting, the manager of the Cooperative Credit Union, Vincent Yamwa, noted a critical challenge which demanded urgent advice.
Some of the members, the little challenge that comes on their way, they run to the credit union to come and withdraw the little that they have saved, which is not helping. So my advice to the members that they should remember that the aim of the credit union is to encourage them to save. So irrespective of the difficulty, at times I understand them. Some of the challenge, it has to do with medical, some of them have to do with education, which they run to us to come and seek for help. But they should also discipline themselves and then increase their savings so that in times of difficulty, when you even withdraw some, you get significant left and then it will be help you in future.
The outgoing board chairperson of the credit union, Charity Abraham, urged increased engagement of youth and women in the union.
One thing we have done, which is significant and we want the new board to continue, is the engagement with the youth and women. Last year, we sought the permission from members and created the Women and Youth Wings. A few months ago, we had our first dialogue, annual dialogue. This is key to us because when we fail to engage the youth in leadership, then we fail to sustain our credit union. So it's something that I would urge the incoming board to really continue, especially with the dialogue, because youth have their own way of speaking. They have their language, they have their own ways of doing things. And so if you think that they feel entitled and they don't know how to handle positions, so you would ignore them, then you are making a mistake. The future of our credit union is the youth. So when we build them now, we are building the future of our credit union.
New board chairperson Theophilus Atram Nate outlined expectations for his tenure.
Next year, what we will try to do is to bring on board what we call the pension plan for members, because we know that whatever pension they'll be receiving from the university or other places, we need to add on to that. So what we plan to do is that we will urge members to save towards their pension, and that will mean that those savings will not be touched until they are, let's say, a year or two to retirement. Then they can pick part of it to use to start any kind of project that they have. Then when they are going on retirement, then they can also come for the rest.
The gathering marked both a celebration of legacy and a new chapter of leadership, with a reaffirmed purpose of financial service and empowerment. From Cape Coast, Abigail Lesel Nkrumah reports for Joy News.
Commander College of Education is shaping the next generation of leaders through a transformative teens camp focused on improving reading, leadership, and social intelligence among teenagers. The camp brought together students from 54 basic schools across the municipality. The Infantsman and Commander Edna Eguafwe bring municipalities, offering a safe and supportive space for teens to discover their potential and build a strong sense of direction.
To help your teachers to train you to become useful beings in the society. Today you may not understand, but tomorrow you will see that it's a good thing that we have done for you.
Over 300 basic 8 pupils from the Infantsman and the Commander Dinegwa municipalities gathered at the Commander College of Education for the 2025 Teens Camp. The principal of the Commander College of Education, Very Reverend Professor Kwesi Nkum-Wilson, underscored the essence of the camp.
This camp is designed to help our teens develop strong reading skills, improve understanding and vocabulary, strengthen critical thinking, and build confidence in expressing ideas. We wish to groom another vice president in the district very soon. The camp is fully funded by the college, a clear demonstration of our unwavering commitment to the holistic development of young people. Beyond our core mission of training and producing teachers, we believe in investing directly in initiatives that nurture and empower the next generation of leaders. I believe that, as I said, the money we are investing in these children within the next 10 years will bear fruits.
Representing the Central Regional Education Director, the Central Regional Examination Officer at the Regional Ghana Education Service, Richard Ebo-Bentel, commended the college for initiating the camp.
I would like to first commend Commander College of Education for extending its mandates beyond teacher training to include impactful community outreach programs, such as this lovely teens camp. This initiative aligns perfectly with the vision of Ghana Education Service to provide holistic education that nurtures not only academic excellence, but also character, confidence, creativity, and life skills. This camp has been designed to improve reading, writing, and public speaking skills, whilst also addressing challenges people face in preparing adequately for basic education certificate examination. That is what the B is.
Guest speaker Nana Kofi Otueson, highlighting the theme for the camp, stated that the camp's activities should form part of the education curriculum.
This camp seeks to develop soft skills such as emotional and social intelligence. Bishop Chairman, the list of outcomes outlined here at my mind should form part of the curriculum designed for pupils during the entire basic DSS experience.
From Commander Abigail Lisson and Chroma reports for Joy News.
Let's do business updates, and tourism operators say the cost of their services could be significantly reduced if they are able to source key inputs such as food items and logistics locally. This follows growing public concerns about the high cost of hotels, restaurants, and other hospitality services in the country. In response, Managing Director of Labadi Beach Hotel, David Eduafol, emphasized that if government develops targeted interventions to support hotels in sourcing inputs at the required standards from local farmers and manufacturers, operational costs will decline and ultimately result in more competitive pricing across the industry.
Want to say that it's expensive. Expensive is relative, all right, because we all it's classes. So I cannot compare myself to somebody who will go to a 5-star. There are other hotels you can go to, all right. So we should learn how to. But of course, talking about costs, yes, sometimes people say these things, and I always say yes. The cost of operation is not cheap. Running a hotel in Ghana, we import everything. Linen is imported. Everything is in food items, beef. So everything is imported, because we don't produce in Ghana.
Well, Ghana's rubber industry may be heading towards a tense standoff as farmers in the western region push back strongly against a proposed government move to restrict the exportation of raw rubber. They argue the decision threatens their livelihoods and accuse government of making the policy call without proper consultation. Joy News' Western Regional correspondent in Athalia Konsa has more in the following report.
Western Rubber Farmers Association, together with traders and actors in the value chain, is accusing the state of taking a major policy decision without completing agreed stakeholder engagement. A recent statement by the association recalls a sector meeting convened months ago by the Minister of Trade, Industry and Agribusiness. Stakeholders say the minister admitted the issues were too complex for a single sitting.
Rubber farmers condemn proposed government restriction on raw rubber exportation, demand appropriate consultation with rubber farmers before policy implementation. The Western Rubber Farmers Association, RUFA, together with concerned farmers and traders within the rubber value chain, wishes to express deep concern and disappointment over government's sudden decision to impose restrictions on the exportation of raw rubber without completing the agreed stakeholders' consultation.
They challenged the chairman of the Parliamentary Select Committee on Trade, Industry and Tourism, Alexander Gabi Hotozi, who recently visited Grill and made certain findings. The farmers asked, did he also speak to primary producers? Did he speak to traders and aggregators? They insist the answer is no.
If the Honorable Chairman and government officials engage with farmers today, they will be informed of the same concern. It is therefore misleading to blame farmers or traders for challenges facing by processes.
Association wants government to immediately reconvey the abandoned stakeholders meeting, including farmers, in decision-making and review the proposed export restriction through a balanced, evidence-based.
We hereby issue a strong and clear statement. If government proceeds with the planned restriction without proper engaging all stakeholders and addressing farmers' concern, we will have no choice but to stop tapping rubber. Many farmers will consider cutting down their rubber trees and converting their farmlands to more profitable ventures.
And that's how we wrap up the AM business, as well as the AM news. There's more on myjournal.com. Up next is AM Sports. Good morning.